How many great men have destroyed their lives because they couldn't control their lust? Kings, pastors, CEOs, fallen, not because they lack power, but because they lack discipline. Proverbs 5 warns us, chasing the wrong women will lead you straight to destruction. And in today's world, OnlyFans, Instagram models, hookup culture, it's easier than ever to fall. If you don't master self-control, you'll become another statistic. But here's the truth. A man who can't control his desires is a slave. In this video, we're breaking down Proverbs 5 and exposing the trap that's taking men out. Stay locked in. This might save your future. Okay, so there's nothing new under the sun, man. From the beginning of time, men have fallen victim to the lusciousness of women in some kind of capacity, and it's caused us to fall. It's caused us to be weak-minded and not really standing on business the way God has called us to. So let's get into Proverbs 5, and I'm going to start at verse 3, all right? We're going to go from verse 3 through 6, and you can just basically identify what type of woman this is, okay? So, verse 3, for the lips of an immoral woman are as sweet as honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil. So basically, it's talking about seduction, okay? Talking about the idea that this woman can talk the pants off you, literally, okay? She can get you to do things that you thought you never would do, spend money that you thought you never would spend. Beware. Verse 4 says, but in the end, she is as bitter as poison, as dangerous as a double-edged sword, okay? Which means there ain't no good in her, no matter how good she seems. On each end, she's a double-edged sword, right? And these are the type of women that you got to worry about. As a man, you need to be on your purpose. And if you're not on your purpose, you can fall victim and be susceptible to the snares of a woman like this, all right? And look, a lot of us have gotten into these type of situations. A lot of us have fallen victim to the lust that we have in our body, in our minds, and our spirits, right? And it leads us to, dealing with these type of women. We're thinking with the wrong head, you know what I'm saying? But let's go with verse 5. Her feet go down to death. Her steps lead straight to the grave, okay? And basically, it's a path of destruction dealing with a woman like this, all right? And if you are a thinking man, if you are a man of principle and purpose, look, the more elevated you are, the more likely you are to find a woman like this, because she will be attracted to your nature. She will be attracted to the fact that you seem like a challenge. You seem like something she needs to try to break down, and it will lead to destruction if you give in, okay? You got to flee. Verse 6 says, for she cares nothing about the path to life. She staggers down a crooked trail and doesn't even realize it, okay? We're not talking about a woman who has a little, bad streak in her, but we're talking about a woman who's a professional, distractor, a professional wayward woman, so to speak, right? The discipline it takes to first recognize when you are dealing with said kind of woman, right? And then the discipline to also say no to said kind of woman is immense. And so part of that is also being focused and really prioritizing your spirit life, prioritizing your business, prioritizing your health and your mental clarity. Because if you don't, it's real easy, man. It's real easy out here because we got so many traps out here like Instagram, Twitter, OnlyFans, the Hub, all of that stuff. Everything that can distract you away from your purpose and your goal and get your mind tuned to the wrong type of woman that can lead you down to a path of destruction, my brothers. Look, the flesh is weak, all right? The flesh is weak. So we got to worry about the things that we watch, the things that we do, the company we keep, the places we go, because we can be inviting this type of spirited woman into our lives just by our actions. We attract, they say like attracts like. So the things you are attracting, if you keep attracting certain things that are not good for you, you got to watch what you're feeding your spirit and your soul, right? You got to keep your eyes on the prize. You got to keep your eyes on the Most High, because if you don't, you're going to fall victim, all right? Let's shift into some more. So let's get into Proverbs 5 verses 7 through 14 now, okay? So 7 says, so now, my sons, listen to me. Never stray from what I am about to say. All right, it's the Most High speaking, right, through Solomon. Stay away from her. Don't go near the door of her house. It means don't be in the vicinity of a woman that will take you away from your path, of a woman with the Jezebel spirit, of a woman who will lead you in a path of lust, of darkness. You know, it's a lot of things going on these days. Witchcraft, man. A lot of women are rooted in witchcraft, burning sage and all that moon rising and stuff and all, the astrology and all of that. That's just, it's a pit you don't want to get into. And they will entrap you, with what they got up down there. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us fall victim to it. It says, stay away from her in verse 8. Don't go near the door of her house. Verse 9 says, if you do, you will lose your honor and will lose to merciless people all you have achieved. Okay? And now that sticks out. That really sticks out. It says, you will lose your honor and will lose to merciless people all you have achieved. So we're talking about all these men that built up these massive empires and they are serving a different God, whether they know it or not, altar to Baal, and they have all this provision and success, and they feel invincible, and that's why it says it's harder for a rich man to go to heaven than a camel through the eye of a needle or whatever. So not saying that you shouldn't be rich, because God wants you to be rich. God wants you to be wealthy so you can serve others, serve the kingdom, leave something for your family, all of that. But you got to be more mindful. The more money you have, the more you need to be more mindful of everything, because the attacks of the enemy, the attacks of darkness will be over you even stronger, because you have so much status. You have so much, that you can give to others. You know what I'm saying? And so letting a woman get into your life, or several women get into your life that can really tear your whole situation down, is just something that you just shouldn't do. And we see so much evidence of this in our society today, with different men out here that fall victim. They get accused with SA, they get accused with, all kind of stuff, right? Or you find a woman that you just, you barely knew her, but you have a child by her, and, she's taking you for all your money. Look, sometimes it's better to just move along, Yes, she's beautiful. Yes, she's thick. Yes, she's all of that. But you got to just keep it pushing, for real. Verse 10 says, strangers will consume your wealth, okay? And someone else will enjoy the fruit of your labor. Basically, you can lose it all and be giving it away to others. So we're talking about even the strange woman that you're with, right? That you left her alone. She didn't like the fact that you left her alone. She accused you of some things that, that you may not have done, right? And now she sues you. She don't take you to jail. She sues you for $20 million, $30 million. And you got to fork it over. And now you're broke, right? You have to think with this in your heart and your mind, your spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be led by the Holy Spirit in order to make the right decisions, to, be a good steward over everything that God has blessed you with. You know what I'm saying? In the end, verse 11, you will grow in anguish when disease consumes your body. This can eat up your body, eat up your flesh, meaning people get sick just off the stresses that they have to deal with from the choices that they make, okay? You can get a stroke, you can get a heart attack, cancer can ravage your body. All, not just from just the foods you eat, but just from the stuff you consume, the things you partake in. You can get a disease like AIDS, anything, just from herpes, all of that stuff, just from the decisions you make. You out here being promiscuous. We look at only women as being promiscuous, but men are promiscuous too. We think that women are the only ones that's supposed to live a chaste life. No, men should be chaste too. Men should be very strict with who they give their bodies to, right? We talk about generational curses and soul ties. It's not just for women, it's for men too. You are dipping inside of a woman who may have been with 50 guys, right? You are coagulating your physical flesh in a deep pit of a woman, right? And you don't know who she been with, what kind of spirits has been going through her, literally, right? But we want that feeling. We want that conquering, Men, we're conquerors, so we just want to conquer women just for a few minutes of pleasure. And it's stupid, all right? It says in verse 12, you will say, how I hated discipline. If only I had not ignored all the warnings. We get so many warnings, We get so many warnings, but we feel like, I know what I'm doing. I got this, right? It's like, that's kind of why we're supposed to stay in our word, stay prayed up, stay around people that elevate us in the right direction, having an accountability partner, things like that, because when you seem like you may fall, somebody can help pull you up. Somebody can, give you a tap on the shoulder and say, hey man, you're losing yourself, my brother. Like, get it back together, right? Discipline is the key word. It's all about discipline, man, in everything. We're talking about in your body, your physical shape, the choices of women that you deal with, finances, everything is discipline, okay? So you got to develop that discipline. If you develop it in areas that are easy to develop, right? Let's say like if you start off and you don't wake up at the same time every day, but that's something you can control. Like, okay, I'm gonna just wake up at 6 a.m. every day, regardless. I'm gonna start with that, and then I'm gonna go to the gym every day at the same time. Boom, because I can, right? You just stack the habits that are good, that are disciplined, and that are fortified in your progress, right? And then you'll look and see that your life will be going great in one direction, in the right direction, because you are doing all of these different things that are becoming habits that infuse your discipline. And that's going to mirror your life. And so it's going to make you have the right decisions and choices. I pray every day at this time. I read my Bible every day at this time. I'm reading every day at this time. I eat the right foods. All of those things enhance your mental health, your mental process, your spirit, man. And it should keep your eyes even more open to the snares that may take you down, okay? Verse 13 says, why didn't I listen to my teachers? Why didn't I pay attention to my instructors, right? It says, I have come to the brink of utter ruin, and now I must face public disgrace. So we see the public disgraces going on in with different celebrities. Anthony Edwards recently, a new woman just came out and said that she's pregnant by him and he's not there and all of this. And she's 38. He's 23, 24. He just went through this last year with another girl. And he has a girlfriend now and he has a baby with her. So he got about 3 or 4 kids running around here at the age of 24 years old, 23, 24 years old, all because he's not disciplined. And all of these women, if these babies are theirs, he's going to have to fork over money. He's going to have to go through the public ridicule of his actions. This can affect his endorsement deals and all of this kind of stuff just because he's not presenting a good image, right? He's not being a man of principle, right? Then you got Jay-Z. It said that he's filing a lawsuit against the guy who's saying that Jay-Z is his dad because, basically they're saying because the woman that Jay-Z allegedly got pregnant was 16 when Jay-Z was dealing with her. So Jay-Z is trying to avoid this at all costs, right? Because if this is his child, if this guy, I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying allegedly, but if it is his child and they find out that Jay-Z really is the father, it's going to make Jay-Z look bad, public ridicule, because he slept with an underage girl when he was a grown man and had a child that he didn't take care of either. So not only did he not take care of the child, he slept with a child. If that's the truth. I'm not saying it's the truth. But I'm just saying, these are the choices that we make, right? These are not mistakes. These are choices, right? Especially when you have a certain age. Once you get past a certain age, everything is it's no longer mistakes. You don't accidentally get nobody pregnant. You don't accidentally, slip up and, you know what I'm saying? It's no slip ups. The minute you decide to have sex, you are deciding to have a child. Period. Sorry, guys. No matter how many condoms you buy, no matter how much she says she's on birth control, the minute that you decide to lay down with a woman, you are literally deciding on a few things, okay? You are deciding to have a child. You are deciding to have, and especially, we're talking about unprotected. You're deciding to have a child. You're deciding to get a disease. You're deciding that because you do not know. She looks clean, cool. That don't mean she is clean. That don't mean you clean, right? So the minute you lay down with a woman, you are deciding to have a child. You are deciding to have a disease. So when it happens, it ain't no mistake. It's not a mistake. So we got to be mindful. We got to be vigilant, be mindful. We've all made mistakes in our life, in our past, for sure. I've made mistakes in the past. My son was born out of wedlock, so I'm not one of those guys. And I went through hell with my son's mom, okay? But I had my two daughters with my wife, right? But I went through hell with my son's mom, and, I knew I was doing wrong. I knew I wasn't right. I knew I should have been vetting the woman I was, dealing with to make better decisions, man. It just is what it is. Yeah, my son is a blessing. He's 18 now, right? But he's, you know, I've had full custody of my son for years, and it is what it is. But my point is, the stuff I went through is because of the choices I made. And you just got to think. You got to think first about all the things you do, and your life will be better, man. So just stay blessed. And look, I ain't trying to be self-righteous, bro, because I mess up a lot, And I'm just telling you, we got to be vigilant, disciplined, prayed up, filled with the Spirit, filled with the Word, working out, you know what I'm saying, being men of our word, just got to be warriors out here, bro. For real. It's your boy, Carl Anthony. Peace.